Welcome to my series, Bad Biblical Role Models That Christians Think Are Good. Today we're going to start with Adam. Might as well start from the beginning, right? So, what is so bad about Adam? Well, Adam was a punk. Adam liked him some bestiality. So why would I say these things? Well, let's look at the story of Adam. Well, in the beginning, Adam was created, according to this Bible, in Genesis chapter 2 by himself, walking around the garden, enjoying his time. Now, Adam obviously was able to communicate with animals because later on we learned that the serpent, who was the most cunning of all the other animals, think about this logically. If he's the most cunning of all the other animals and he could speak, then other animals therefore could speak. So Adam wasn't missing verbal communication with other animals or with any other beings. Plus he had God to talk to. Now, according to this story, God didn't want Adam to be alone. So he brought all the animals to Adam to see which one would be a good helpmeet for Adam. And then none were found sufficient, so he brought Eve in. Now, the only difference between Eve and the other animals was that since all of them could talk and he had communication, Eve had that good pum pum. So evidently, the helpmeet to which this guy was talking about was Adam having the ability to work off his sexual frustrations, to stick his ping ping somewhere. Sounds like bestiality to me. I know many Christians and Bible believers are just not going to accept that. But sometimes the truth is just hard to swallow. And in this instance, there wasn't much swallowing going on. He wasn't getting swallowed up. So therefore, Eve was made. Adam was fine with Eve. Him and Eve were in the garden. He told Eve what the rules were. Don't eat from that tree of knowledge of good and evil. So basically, both of them are walking around like small children who don't know the difference between what's good and what's bad. Slap somebody, don't know if it's good or bad. Kick somebody in the shins, don't know if it's good or bad. Curse somebody out, don't know if it's good or bad. But then Eve, after having a conversation with the serpent, because evidently, like I said, animals can talk. Later on, we find that dude is talking to there's a talking donkey. So animals can talk. So Eve gets tricked by the devil, as they like to say, but the devil, the serpent, which the serpent and the devil are not one and the same, just simply told Eve the truth. That the day you eat of this tree, you will become like gods, knowing the difference between good and evil. So she ate from the tree. Now, Adam then saw that Eve didn't die on the day that she ate from the tree, which made him think that God was a liar, a lying-ass liar, since she was still alive. Adam said, hell, might as well eat it myself. So she gave him some fruit. Adam ate the fruit. But then they saw that they was naked and they became ashamed. I don't know of one man who sees a naked woman and all of a sudden becomes ashamed. And who are you ashamed in front of? It's just the two of y'all supposedly in this story. So who are you ashamed of? Was the fact that Eve now ate from this tree, saw that Adam had a small ping ping, and maybe he was ashamed at that point? Or that Eve was built funny, like big tatas and no booty, or big booty and no tatas, and thought that she looked funny. Who knows? But for some reason they were ashamed that they were naked amongst no one. So when this guy comes along and says, hey, Adam, where y'all at? Why y'all hiding in the bushes? They come out the bushes and say that we were naked, so we was ashamed. We didn't want you to see how we was looking. And I know some Christians are going to say they were ashamed because they had disobeyed God. That's not necessarily the case. You're just making that up to make it fit your narrative. Just like half the shit that I'm saying. But you know what I'm saying is actually true. So, when Adam says that when God asked did they eat from the tree, did Adam jump up and say, you know what, God, let me tell you. You're right, we ate from the tree. We know we wasn't supposed to eat from the tree. What we got to do to get right with you? Nah, that ain't what he said. He blamed that woman. He said, well, the woman that you gave me this fruit. And I'm pretty sure it was a longer conversation. And since she had ate from the tree first, she knew the difference between good and evil. So she knew how to beguile me into eating this thing. Plus, she didn't die on the day that she ate from the fruit. So therefore, you lied. But it's this woman's fault, and it's your fault because you gave me this woman. I didn't ask you for this woman. I was minding my own business. Had me a little bestiality. Was talking to the animals. I was good. You the one decided that I needed somebody to have with me. I don't know. Maybe that's why some men run around talking about a dog is a man's best friend. You don't hear men talking about, oh, a woman is a man's best friend. They're always talking about a dog as a man's best friend. I don't know. Y'all extrapolate what you want from that one. But this joker straight up punked out and blamed Eve. And what did Eve do? Eve blamed the serpent. Well, you know, that serpent. That serpent was the one. They the one told me. Now, she didn't go off and blame Adam. She didn't say, well, you know, he is the leader and he was the one who's supposed to, you know, make sure I'm following the right path and all that. But he ain't do nothing. He just stood right there, let the serpent tell me whatever, and let me eat that fruit. He didn't stop me. Eve didn't do that. She didn't do that. She just told the truth. Hey, that serpent told me that it was good to eat, and I ate. I ain't no difference between good and evil, so I know he telling me wrong. Shit, he looked just as shiny and glorious as you. Nah, she didn't do all that. She just took her responsibility, told him what happened. Adam sitting up there punked out. That's why God made Adam have to work like he had to work. That's why some of y'all out there working in the hot sun every day and not in the cold, not in the rain every day. Because Adam messed it up for all y'all. It's a bad role model, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. And then, what did he do after that? He sat up there, gave his two sons, Cain and Abel, some responsibilities. They out there doing their thing. Was he there to say, hey, teaching them, you know, you got to give from your heart. You got to give God your best. Was he teaching his kids? Was he being a good father? Nah, he just letting his kids go out there and do whatever they want to do. And what were the results of that? Cain killed Abel. And then when Cain killed Abel, was Adam running up talking some, God, come on. No, he let Cain have to defend himself. Kicked Cain out into the land of Nod, where Cain got a wife, a sister, one of his sisters, more than likely, according to this story. Of course, if we incorporate Genesis 1, we know it could be anybody, but you know how it goes. But it was Adam going around visiting his son, teaching his son, trying to make his son's life better? No, he became an absentee father. He wasn't paying no attention to his son Cain. He just let Cain go out there and do whatever he wanted to do, have his own little story. He was more worried about getting that poom from Eve, so they had another son, Seth. Maybe he learned by then because Seth's generation was the first one to start calling upon the name of this God. But it's not necessarily a good thing either. So now he letting Seth go out there and let Seth's generations start creating what we have now called religion. When before that, they were just living their life, doing their thing. But Seth created this whole thing of religion that now has people fighting wars and battles over who is God and who is not God. Let the whole world go to hell. The whole world went to hell simply because Adam was a punk. And maybe he was just too busy back in the woods, keeping away from Eve, getting that bestiality on. But yep, Adam is a poor role model, a bad role model that most Christians think is good. Tell me what you think about that. Y'all have a great day. And remember always, you got to free yourself to be yourself. Because your greatness is non-negotiable. Good journey, good vibrations.